The anthems will be sung by Vanessa Megalemos, accompanied on the piano by Bastille. It is President of the House of Representatives, I don't know if she has already arrived, Ministers, Excellencies, Officers, dear friends. Bonsoir, Kalisarasat, Iyad Shamla, good evening, and welcome to the French residence for the celebration of the 14 Juillet. It's really, really nice to be with you today, because as you may know, last year I was forced, due to a bad time COVID, to watch the party from over there on the balcony. It was not the same. Tonight, we are gathered to celebrate the partnership between Cyprus and France. I would also like to see this opportunity to look at the future. As our world is rapidly changing, we should set our values and our moral compass. The more our world is troubled and really destructive, if not brutalized, the more we need to learn on the strong tree, the tree of universalism. The 14th of July is not an ordinary day for the French people. It recalls events that have had a worldwide impact for more than 2 centuries. The capture of the prison Bastille in 1789. This is when the principles of liberté, égalité, and fraternité were first forged before becoming in 1848 the official motto of the French Republic. Liberty, understood as freedom from oppression and arbitrary rule. Equality, as a condition for an enduring freedom, a democratic society free of privileges with equal opportunities for all. Fraternity is probably the most challenging to achieve, but also the most rewarding. Fraternity calls to embrace the other, to put yourself in the shoes of a given partner, and to treat her or he just as well as you would like to be treated. In the current international context, and speaking about liberty, I cannot but mention the terrible war of aggression launched by the Russian leadership in Ukraine last year. Every day, the people of Ukraine are paying a heavy price for their liberty, for the mere ability to choose their future, to put their hopes in joining our European family, to be free from an imperialistic and anachronistic ambition. As we say in France, one's liberty stops when it hinders the liberties of others. And it can translate very well internationally. One's independence stops when it hinders the independence of others. It is that simple, or at least it should be that simple. Given the troubled history of this island, I know, Mr. President, that those events have had a particular echo here in Cyprus. We've all witnessed Cyprus' solidarity with Ukraine through the actions taken by the successive governments, but also by the Cypriot people. The coming months are going to be tough and crucial for Ukraine's struggle for liberty, which is also our struggle. More than ever, we should stand by the side of the Ukrainian people. Let's consider now equality. To illustrate that concept, I would like to refer to the climate and environmental crisis we are facing. Nowadays, it's more obvious than ever that we only have one planet, one ocean, one forest. No one can remain on his own. There is no free right to protect our environment. International solidarity is inevitable. Those who have more economic resources and means should do more to help those who have less. And as President Macron said recently while hosting in Paris, the Summit for a New Global Financing Pact, nobody should have to choose between fighting poverty and protecting the planet. So this is why we consider it necessary to reform our post-war international financial architecture to make it able to deal with the growing inequalities and to ensure a just transition to a more sustainable world. And as a Mediterranean island, Cyprus is directly confronted to the effects of global warming, to the threats to biodiversity. And Mr. President, I'm convinced that Cyprus holds a key position to become a laboratory for sustainable innovation and a catalyst for change in the region. For such a revolution, small size is an advantage. Being a member of the European Union also, as we have collectively set ambitious goals in that field and also allocated increased funding. I have said fraternity for the last, but not the least, because fraternity is probably the key to finally end the division tormenting Cypriots, Greek and Turkish speaking, for too many decades now. Fraternity entails the readiness on both sides to look for a mutually beneficial settlement, to accept the logic of compromise, ensuring that the positions of each side is heard and respected in the framework of a well-structured, step-by-step diplomatic process. We always stand equal at the negotiating table, as long as we agree to sit at this negotiating table. It talks under the auspices of the United Nations should restart without setting preconditions, within the framework of Security Council resolutions and with the critical support of the EU. And let me stress also that in this critical period, it's especially important for all those involved to refrain from any provocative action or fait accompli that might threaten the prospect of talk. One fact is clear for us: Cyprus is too small to be divided, and we are deeply convinced that an efficient federal model where decision-making is shared according to the principle of political equality is the only way forward. Mr. President, you have made very clear since your election that going back to the negotiating table and delivering to the Cypriots a fair and lasting settlement was your utmost priority. We cannot but fully support you on that path. It requires a great deal of political will. There are still many uncertainties, but like you, we are looking forward to a new dynamic and to a new result-oriented process. You can count on France to assist as much as it can, hoping that fraternity will prevail here in Cyprus and to the benefit of our Europe. Before letting you enjoy the evening, let me close by stressing the excellence of our relationship, the bilateral relationship, of a partnership which strengthens every single day. It's clear in the field of defense and security, where our two countries share the desire to ensure European strategic autonomy. The French sailors continue to appreciate the hospitality of Cypriot ports, and our cooperation is extending in all fields. And Mr. President, you will be invited in September to embark on the French command ship for the annual Eunomia military drill involving Cyprus, France, Greece, and Italy. I hope that you could honor us of your presence on board. Cultural and education ties are growing, especially through widespread teaching of the French language in the public education system. The French Cypriot school continues to grow, and I'm very proud to tell you that this year, not only 100% of our kids got their baccalaureate, but they got it with a distinction. So this is a very good result. We are very proud of that. And studies in France are becoming more and more popular. In September, thousands of new students will go to France, attracted by the French way of life, but also by the excellence of our higher education system. Economic opportunities are also growing. As you may have seen on the billboards everywhere, the many sponsors of today's events, and I would like to thank them warmly for their generous contributions. Those many sponsors are highlighting those blossoming business relationships. French products are more and more available in Cyprus. Just yesterday, Decathlon, the famous sporting goods retailer, opened the store in Larnaca. You can find in Cyprus the wide range of our wine and food delicacies of our famous beauty products. Major investments have been made in Cyprus by French companies. I prefer not to name them because I may forget one of them and it will be very bad for them, but it was very bad for me also. Ja, alinietora sa Eucharisto, Kyrie President, Puiste Magimas Apopte. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you to my wonderful team at the Embassy and at the French Institute. Thank you to our Alliance Française. Merci enfin à tous les Français vivant à Chypre qui font vivre notre relation au quotidien. Without all of you, nothing would be possible. Let the Franco-Cypriot fraternité would lift us to new heights. Sideie Chamlar Dilerin, Tarket Romania Interofim Radio. Mr. President, I'm honored to now give you the floor.
Your Excellency, dear Salina, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm delighted to join you in celebrating Bastille Day. The 14th of July marked the beginning of the French Revolution, a milestone in French, European, and world history. It's not only a historically significant day, but also a highly symbolic one, as it marks the birth of a sovereign and a proud nation, alongside with the establishment of universal values: liberty, equality, and fraternity. These three seemingly simple words encapsulate the desires of the French people during the revolution, but they have also defined a universal rallying cry about satisfying the yearnings of millions around the world. They have defined and continue to define the whole essence of how we should live our lives, operate as societies, and as neighbors. Cyprus attaches great importance to these values. We celebrate them, but we also do not take them for granted because we know how hard these ideals were to attain and also how challenging it is to be maintained. They constitute the foundation of true democracy, and just like France, Cyprus is doing everything in its power to safeguard them. Dear friends, on this auspicious occasion, I would like to take the opportunity to refer to the excellent level of our bilateral relations and close cooperation, which in recent years is witnessing a dynamic and steady growth, as reflected in the strategic agenda signed in 2016. My recent visit to France, just a few weeks after taking office, and my meeting with President Macron attest to the fact that our relations with France have become even closer and more enduring in recent years. With President Macron, a true friend of Cyprus, we had the opportunity to reiterate our common commitment to promote our bilateral relations. We have discussed several ways to achieve this goal, particularly in the areas of economy, energy, defense, security, and education. The participation of Total in the exploration of hydrocarbon deposits in the exclusive economic zone of Cyprus, as well as the expansion of the French Cypriot school in Limassol since last September, and of course our participation in the International Organization of the Francophonie as a full member are speaking examples of this close cooperation between Cyprus and France. The strengthening of cooperation between our countries is also reflected in the agreement signed last September concerning cooperation during evacuation operations in the context of the crisis situation in the region of Middle East through the territory of the Republic of Cyprus. This is an agreement that highlights the role that Cyprus aims to play as a pillar of peace and stability in a region that suffers from successive crises. At the same time, one of the main pillars of our cooperation is defense and security, where Cyprus and France constitute strategic partners. Our countries participate in joint exercises, while France is Cyprus' leading defense capabilities provider. At the same time, we continue to welcome French airship landings and warship port calls to our facilities. In these turbulent times, our enhanced security and defense cooperation is an essential part of our policy and is constantly evolving both in the region but also within the European Union. Dear friends, France is also one of our closest partners within the European Union, and together we take steps towards a reinforced European Union strategic autonomy for a more geopolitical union that has a leading role in the world. Our countries already work together to consolidate the common goal of sovereign, geopolitical and autonomous Europe, one that has the means to affirm its identity, a Europe that is even stronger with more solidarity for all its members and its citizens. Dear friends, on this occasion, I wish also to express our gratitude once again to France for the solidarity and the constant and firm support towards Cyprus in our efforts to reach a just settlement of the Cyprus problem on the basis of bizonal, bicommunal federation with political equality in line with the relevant Security Council resolutions. We also deeply appreciate the leading role of France in the recent consultations at the Security Council. As I stated during my meeting with President Macron, as well as with other European leaders, the Cyprus problem is European, and as such, de facto, the European Union has a significant role to play. This underpins my proposal for the European Union to assume an even more active role in facilitating and complementing the work of the United Nations at all stages, including at the current stage where efforts focus on breaking the deadlock and returning to the negotiating table, always under the auspices of the good offices of the UN Secretary General. Dear Ambassador, dear Salina, France has proven time and again to be a valuable friend to Cyprus, especially in difficult times. I'm certain that this support will continue, and France will be a solid partner in our vision to reunify our country for the benefit of all Cypriots, Turkish Cypriots, Greek Cypriots, Maronites, Armenians, and Latinos. With these thoughts, allow me to raise my glass. We have French wine. Is it French wine? Okay. To the prosperity of the French people and the further expansion of our